Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to the Monogatari series. It is Zoku Owarimonogatari episode 5 and it is a pretty good episode, I can tell you that. And as always, if you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the parentheses dot parts with real dots and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode, so see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now, that was a good episode. I mean, seriously, there was a lot in it again, and I just had to rewatch some parts because it is so much packed in information, in ideas here, and things to philosoph and discuss about, especially that scene over here, with Guy and Toy in the bathtub. So, apart from the high and very critical and questionable sexuality in that scene, talking about the fact that you are in the bathtub with the mother of a friend, and the mother kind of offers you intimacy there. That is a questionable moment, but entertaining still. But apart from that, the interesting thing here was this once again reappearing theme of what do I know, what do I not know, and she put that in multiple sentences, and I really liked that. I had to rewatch it because it is there is the question, the concept behind all of those are really deep and questionable. So she talked about her sister, who, as she stated, eliminated not knowing, thus by eliminating everything that she eliminating not knowing, she starts to know everything. Then she reflected about Hanekawa, who uses both, so knowing what she does not know, or the fact that I do not know everything. We are again in this philosophical thing with Socrates, I think it was. I know that I do not know, right? And what she brings to the table now is the missing fact, as she states here, that sometimes things you know are wrong. So, knowing does not mean that you're right. You know something because it was taught to you, because you read it and you believe it, and by actual science, as example, it states this is the truth. But that does not have to mean it is really the truth. It might be wrong. You know, in medieval ages, in the Western culture, most of the world, those that were kind of educated, knew that the world was flat. Most of the people did not care about it at all, so they would not have even thought about it. But those who had some part of education knew that the world was flat. It's a fact. And then some people came along and stated, well, you might misinterpret something. It might be more shaped like that. And as far as I know, the world is not even a perfect ball. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure it is not perfectly round, right? So even the fact it is a globe, it is perfectly round, is not right either, I think. So, I get the concept behind her words. So as example, between knowing and, what did she call it? Understanding. Understanding is even better. So as example, we do know 1 plus 1 is 2. But do we understand it? I mean, if someone would tell me, so, okay, 1 plus 1 is 2. Why? I would be like, because I learned in school, right? I mean, everyone tells me, and I believe them. So it has to be. Because if it isn't, possibly my world will collide. And if I say, as example, 1 male and 1 female, and we have 3 because I get a kid, that is true as well, right? So the idea of understanding is, as example, in a math teacher, dodged that word, who's able to mathematically correct, explain to me why 1 plus 1 is 2. You know, all this on the chalkboard and everywhere. Not that I would understand that, but he could, at least for himself, understand it, why it is. So I guess this is where it's at least partially going to. But additional to that, she got this concept of I do not have to understand it, not have to know everything, because I can, when something comes into my view, into my field of awareness, I can just by looking at it, listening to it, and everything else, right, put it into a concept, put it into context to everything else. So I can use my knowledge, my past, my experience to judge things, to put them where they belong, and to guess in the end. And if I have enough of experience, I possibly will guess right. So in many ways, it reminded me a bit of Sherlock here, especially because we have a pool scene, which was in Sherlock as well. So the idea of someone who's very, very, very intelligent and has a bit of experience is able to put things into place just by watching. So here it is her, she realizes who he is, what he does, and so on. Although I ask myself how much she's connected to the other side, because she knew stuff about him helping her daughter. And I think he didn't tell her that, which wasn't in this world. And she knew about Hanekawa being overseas, which is in the other world as well. So did she was able to deduce that, deduce that from whatever? Or did he tell her? Or is she really a ghost who is on the other side? Because she's dead there, right? So there was a lot of interesting concepts and ideas in there, and I really, really liked that. Additionally, they brought up, as I already mentioned, the problematic fact of being hit on by the mother or whatever kind of relative of someone you're friends with, which is always a troubling thing, I guess. Okay. I got that. Oh yeah. However, she gave us some, as I think, very interesting informations about the Gaen family. So, they are monster creators. I'm not sure if that means that they, by purpose, actively create monsters, or if they are just connected to them by birth, right? So, when a Gaen is born, they additionally always have this other side, which is a monster. So, in the case of Gaen Toei, it is the rainy devil, which is interesting. So the left paw that was left was in the end a part of her other side, and the other parts are somewhere scattered around the world. So that means that there was like another side of her sister as well. And I'm not sure if we have met that or if it is gone, but that would mean as well that there is another side to her daughter, which is not the monkey, right? Because Kambaru had the paw and thus became the monkey, but that paw is a part of her mother's other side. So what is this monster that is created from Kanbaru? So I guess there will be something more coming along. Just maybe a bit of foreshadowing. Why not? Cool idea. I like it. She left a message for her daughter there, which is interesting as well. So, whatever this kind of world is, you had contact with whatever kind of presence of the mother of Kambaru. And the message is kind of, you don't have to deal with that all your life. So you can stop that if you want to. I gave you ideas for that and how to do it, but I'm not sure if you understood. It's a very typical problem, right? Children never understand. So that, I think, is a bit of foreshadowing that there might be more to come in the future. Another story arc about Kambaru, I guess. She mentioned as well that I think Aragi chose to stick with his other side. So the question is, I guess it is about Oshinogi. He kind of made a decision there. And in the end, we have this point of his partner is trapped, locked up. It is locked up. So I was thinking about, who do they mean by his partner? So there are multiple options, and the one is always Shinobu, right? Because she is so much of a partner for him all through the series. The other one, however, is Senjougahara, who's incredibly important and in many ways the partner he chose, life partner, right? But then, and that's true, Oshinougi is as well, because she is a part, it is a part of him. So I was not sure where they went for, and I wanted to say, well, what about Senjougahara? And in this moment, the series, this episode, stated her name, and that was like, okay, is it really her? And then we go for Shinogi instead, who is trapped in the hidden room where they were in the past already, and he had to find a solution to get out of it. I remember there was one of those episodes that I really, really liked it. So let's see why he is locked in there. There has to be something. So it is mainly about Aragi. This is not a real world in the meaning of that, an alternate dimension or whatever. It is something that was created out of him again. His ability, his strange effect that he very often is in the center of stuff happening. So, what is it that his subconsciousness wants to tell him there? I will look forward to. There's another episode coming, so we will see. We've seen Hanekawa in a small girl form, and they explained that, and it makes sense. So she has not one other side; she has multiple sides. She is a split personality. So there is a little girl version of her as well. There's black Hanekawa, there is a white Hanekawa, if I'm not wrong. The Hanekawa that is just the female that is traveling through the world. I can see that. So, I guess that's it for this episode. And I look forward to possibly, very likely in the next episode, finally getting the answer to why this is happening and what it means. Because that is not perfectly clear yet either. But I like it. I like this episode because I feel like we're heading to somewhere. We got some more and new informations. And new storyline options, right? So, happy to see the next one. I guess you will join me there. And until then, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye, and out.